G'day mates, how you going? I'm Alan Bites, your favorite teacher, and I have here a lesson about life processes. We'll discuss the 7 essential life processes and discuss how they are undertaken by the different organisms so we understand how something is alive. Do you know how to identify when something is alive? What do all living things do? Well, let's consider the acronym Mrs. Gren. Yeah, MRS. GREN. What do they stand for? M stands for movement. R stands for respiration. S stands for sensitivity. G stands for, now in Gren, G stands for growth. R would stand for reproduction, multiplying. E would stand for excretion, which is eliminating what we don't need. And of course, for the excretion to happen, it's necessary nutrition, and that would be the N stands for nutrition. Now, move comes from the verb to move. Do you move your body every day? Do you walk? Do you run? Do you exercise? Do you get off the couch? I don't know, do something. Do you move? It's important to move every day. Respiration comes from the verb respire, breathe. We need to breathe to live. Yeah, we can't stop breathing, at least not for a very long period. Yeah, we can hold our breath for some reason, maybe because of some excretion. Yeah, because excretion, the verb of excretion is excrete, and because someone excreted something, and something that smells bad, so we can hold our breath and not respire. But you need to respire to live, of course. And we wouldn't have the civilization that we have, we wouldn't have multiplied if we didn't have reproduction, which comes from the verb to reproduce. Some bacteria, for instance, reproduce themselves. Some people reproduce in a laboratory, in a lab. How do you reproduce? Now, growth comes from the verb to grow. We can grow as individuals, we can grow mentally, physically, we can grow our knowledge about something. Growing is increasing, making something bigger, in a good sense mostly. Now, sensitivity comes from the verb to sense. And for instance, when you are doing something interesting of your life, do you have a feeling that you are growing, that something is changed in a positive way in your life? Now, I wouldn't say there is a direct verb to nutrition, but because there isn't a verb that is similar to the word nutrition. However, you can definitely use to nourish your body or even to feed yourself, which is a way to obtain nutrition for your body and for your mind, of course. Now, considering these words, let's see if you get this right. For instance, sunflowers. Here, I have a picture of a sunflower. Can sunflowers move? So they are a living thing, right? If they can move, they are a living thing. Dogs. Do dogs respire? If they do, of course they do. They are a living thing. They are alive. Can water sense the surroundings? No, we can't. Water is not necessarily a living thing. Can dogs grow? Yes, they can. Some don't grow too much, but they do grow, which means they are a living thing. Let me go back to water. Can water reproduce? Water can't reproduce. We can accumulate more water coming from other sources, but they don't reproduce. There's no attraction of water to water that will reproduce and create more water. So, having said that, water is not a living thing. Dogs, when you give your dogs food, can they get nutrients from the food? Yes, they can, which means they are a living thing. Is water a living thing? I'm sorry, water is not a living thing. Water is an inorganic, non-living chemical compound from the periodic table of chemical elements, which is called 8. A2O is the symbol for water, an inorganic material, not a living thing. Now, interesting question here. If fish are inside the water, how do fish respire? Please comment here. Yeah, so I can see your answer using the verb respire. How do fish respire? Another one that you could comment here. How do plants move? How can you explain the movement of plants? Please comment here the answer. Cats have that spider sense from Spider-Man. Like, how do cats detect? How do they sense the changes in their surroundings? What is it that they have this alert about the surroundings? Is it their fur? Is it their ears? What is it? And what are the different ways that organisms can reproduce? Please share that answer here in the comment section. In average, how many centimeters would you say that humans grow in a week, in a month? Yeah, and when do they stop growing, physically speaking? Yeah, talking about their heights. Again, don't forget Mrs. Gren, MRSGREN, to remember the 7 essential life processes of living things. And that is movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition. 7 is actually a lucky number for a lot of people, by the way. Is that a coincidence? Well, in this lesson, I was sharing some vocabulary with you and some ways that you can describe a word using their meaning to make other people understand what you were trying to say. And also, extremely important, after you learn the meaning of a word, put the words in a sentence so people can visualize an example in a sentence, and it is so much clearer and so much easier for people to understand when the expressions are in a real life example, yeah, in a real sentence. Thank you for watching. Stay sharp.